Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tipped. Julian here for another episode, and this is one that I've never done before. This is the worst picks from every round of the draft, rounds 1 through 12. Before we jump into today's content, guys, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. More than half of you guys that watch this channel are not yet subscribed, so I definitely would appreciate if you hit that subscribe button and help me hit my goal of 9,000 subscribers. Thanks so much, guys. And if you do want to take that support to the next level, link to my Patreon is down below. You can join on my YouTube down below here. And you unlock some perks like my draft rankings, as well as being able to DM with me one-on-one, ask any questions that you have. Thanks so much, guys. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. And let's take a look at the worst picks in each round. So basically what I did, guys, is I took this as if it was a 12-man draft, and I took the first 12 guys off the board, and then for round 2, the next 12 guys off the board, and round 3, the next 12 guys off the board, and so on and so forth. So guys, if you want to, play along with me and see if you agree with my choices on who is the worst value pick in each round. So for round 1, we got Connor McDavid, Draisaitl, McKinnon, Kucherov, Makar, Kaprizov, Pastrnak, Matthews, Rantanen, Hellebuck, Brady Tkachuk, and Quinn Hughes. In round 1, guys, there are 2 options for the worst value pick, and that really depends on your league settings. If you have league settings without hits, Brady Tkachuk is your worst value pick here. Hits are part of his bread and butter, and that's why he is so valuable in leagues that count hits. And if you don't have shots on goal, even more so, Brady Tkachuk is definitely not a first round pick. That would be a mistake for you. Now, if you do have hits and shots on goal in your league, the worst pick is Mikko Rantanen. I don't have him as a top 12 player this year. I have him closer to the 20 to 30 mark. I'll be super happy to be pleasantly surprised and proven wrong by that because Rantanen's a great player, but there's just so much talent on Dallas, and that's bound to be spread out a little bit. And we saw last year he didn't do quite as well as he did in years prior. In round 2, there's Vasilevsky, Nylander, Jack Eichel, Kyle Connor, Mitch Marner, Jake Ottinger, Evan Bouchard, Zach Werenski, Sam Reinhart, Braden Point, and Mackenzie Blackwood. Now, in round 2, I honestly don't hate anyone on this list. The only person that really sticks out is Braden Point, and that's due to him being a natural center, and there just being so many good value natural centers late in the draft that I definitely would pass up on Braden Point here to fill another position. In round 3, we have Philip Forsberg, Artemi Panarin, Rasmus Dahlin, Jake Gensel, Igor Shesterkin, Victor Hedman, Matt Boldy, JT Miller, and Jason Robertson, as well as Ovechkin, Bratt, and Morrissey. Who's the worst value pick here? Well, to me, that's Victor Hedman. And to me, it's just way too high for an aging Victor Hedman. I have him as the 9th best defenseman in fantasy this year, and he's going as the 6th best defenseman off the board. He turns 35 this year, which is by no means too old, but it's old enough where he should be starting to decline a little bit. Already last year, we saw Tampa Bay use Darren Radish on the top power play for a little bit of the season. I mean, that probably doesn't happen this year, but anyway, this is a reach for Victor Hedman. I'd rather Dahlin in the same round or Seider going 2 whole rounds later. In round 4, we have Sidney Crosby, Tage Thompson, Sergei Bobrovsky, Clayton Keller, Macklin Celebrini, Matthew Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, Lane Hudson, Adam Fox, Martin Necas, Nick Suzuki, and Alexander Barkov. Now, Matthew Tkachuk is not a good value pick, guys, but I figured that picking him is a little bit of a cheat code since he's injured, so I didn't want to pick the guy that's injured. I wouldn't draft Matthew Tkachuk this early, but, take him at your own risk. He could be out till January. Lane Hudson is the guy I took in round 4. Now, Lane Hudson is a great player, and he's one of my favorite players in the NHL. I'm a Habs fan. I'm a huge fan of him, but he's just going way too early in drafts. He has next to no peripherals, so unless you're in a pure points league, he shouldn't be going this early. If you are in a pure points league, this is actually kind of a steal for him, but if you're not, I mean, he really doesn't put up any kinds of peripherals at all, which really make his floor not safe at all any given night. If he doesn't put up a point, he puts up pretty much nothing for you, which is not great. In round 5, we have Adrian Kempe, Mackenzie Weegar, Connor Bedard, Darcy Kemper, Cole Caulfield, Philip Gustafson, Roman Josi, Aiden Hill, Mark Scheifele, Moritz Seider, Ilya Sorokin, and Dustin Wolf. This is where you can see a lot of starting goalies are starting to come off the board. The worst pick here, though, I chose Connor Bedard because he's the only really risky pick here. Everyone else in this range is already proven and is safer. And while I love Connor Bedard, and I still think he could have his breakout year this year, Chicago didn't add anybody significant to help him. So Bedard, yeah, he'll probably hit 60 plus points again, but probably will have a miserable plus minus again. And there's no real reason to think that he's going to have a huge breakout just because the talent around him isn't there. I would still love to see it, and I hope it happens, but he is definitely the riskiest pick here. In round 6, Brandon Hagel, Robert Thomas, Jake Sanderson, Wyatt Johnston, Shea Theodore, Jacob Chychrun, Sebastian Aho, Elias Pettersson, Anthony Stolarz, Seth Jarvis, Alex DeBrincat, and Thomas Harley. And oh my god, is Hagel a steal here. But the worst pick, I chose Robert Thomas. And if you're in a pure points league, Robert Thomas is actually a steal here. But if you're in a normal league that gives value to peripherals, I don't love Thomas here. One, he's a natural center, which isn't that valuable. There's so many good value ones later. And two, he puts up almost no peripherals. He'll put up lots of points and probably be even over a point per game, but the lack of peripherals really hurts his fantasy value. In round 7, we have Dougie Hamilton, Logan Thompson, John Tavares, Jacob Markstrom, Mikhail Sergachev, Drake Batherson, Jordan Kyrou, Noah Dobson, Dylan Larkin, Matvei Michkov, Linus Ullmark, and Matthew Nye. Here, guys, I chose Dougie Hamilton. Why? Well, Dougie Hamilton, as I have already expressed in past videos, is just risky. Will he get power play 1 with Luke Hughes being so good and talented and on the rise? Probably to start the year, but you never know. And also, he's an absolute injury magnet. He's always getting himself hurt, and I'm just staying away from that situation altogether. This is too early for me for Dougie Hamilton. In round 8, we have Miro Heiskanen, Lucas Raymond, Brandon Montour, Nikolai Ehlers, Dylan Holloway, Timo Meier, Travis Konechny, Val Nichushkin, Zach Hyman, Seth Jones, Jordan Binnington, and Nico Hischier. Here, guys, I chose Miro Heiskanen. And yes, you could also argue Hyman here because he is missing the first month of the season, but to me, Hyman could have top 50 upside after that, especially since he likely will play alongside Connor McDavid on a contract year for McDavid. Now, Miro Heiskanen, I've expressed this in other videos already, guys, but I don't love him this year. He's not going to get top power play time in all likelihood because Thomas Harley is an absolute stud in Dallas. So that definitely already reduces his value, and his peripherals have never been that great. So if he's not getting power play time, he's not getting great peripherals, what is he doing? I still think he could hit 40 plus points, but the upside is really, really limited, and I definitely would not draft him this early at all. Avoid at all costs. In round 9, we have John Carlson, Juraj Slafkovsky, Kevin Fiala, Kirill Marchenko, Juuse Saros, Alexander Nikishin, Svechnikov, Charlie McAvoy, Rupe Hintz, Peter Kochetkov, Thatcher Demko, and Luke Hughes. Here, guys, I took Luke Hughes. And Luke Hughes, even though I said he may get power play 1 when I was talking about Dougie Hamilton, he also may not with Dougie Hamilton still around. Yes, Dougie Hamilton is made of glass, like I said before, but I'm not drafting someone this early who may need an injury to be valuable. Even if he does start the year on power play 1, I still don't love his ADP. And why? Well, his peripherals are awful. He only shoots 1.7 times per game, 0.84 blocks per game, and 0.27 hits per game. There's pretty much no peripherals there at all. So if he's not scoring you a point, he's doing nothing at all for you in your lineup. And that's really hurting you. And this early, it's not worth throwing a dart at Luke Hughes, in my opinion. In round 10, we have Tom Wilson, Sam Montembeault, Vince Dunn, Jackson Lacombe, Jeremy Swayman, Dylan Guenther, Kiefer Sherwood, Thomas Hertl, Steven Stamkos, Nazem Kadri, Drew Doughty, and Erik Karlsson. Now, who did I choose in this round? Well, I chose two guys, Kiefer Sherwood and Drew Doughty. Now, if hits aren't valuable in your league, Kiefer Sherwood shouldn't be drafted, period. And even if they are, he'll have to go on an absolutely insane hitting spree like last year when he literally set the NHL hits record for that season to be replicable, obviously, which I'm not sure it is. Either way, I still think he's going to hit quite a bit, and he should be in a very, very safe option in leagues that count hits. So I don't hate him at this range if your league is heavy on hits, but if you don't have them or they're not super valuable, it's not a good option. And then Drew Doughty, he did have a decent year when healthy, but LA had a lot of success last year towards the end of the year with a 5-forward power play. And if they continue that, that'll hurt Doughty's value a lot because he's thrived over so many years being on LA's top power play. If he's not there anymore, his point production could go down significantly. I don't love him this year. He's a risk, and I'd prefer to avoid him if you can. In round 11, we have Neil Pionk, Matt Duchene, JD Peterka, Aaron Ekblad, Lucas Dostal, Pavel Dorofeev, Shane Gostisbehere, Ivan Demidov, Alex Tuch, Carter Verhaeghe, Joel Erikssonek, and Devon Toews. Man, Erikssonek is such a steal. But the guy who I chose as the worst pick here is Aaron Ekblad. And Ekblad doesn't have that much value this year, guys. With Seth Jones around, he probably doesn't get power play one unless they run two defensemen, which seems to be pretty rare these days. And usually when a team does that, it doesn't go that well. So Aaron Ekblad, at best, to me, gets power play 2-time. His peripherals might be okay, but to me, he's a fringe top 50 defenseman. And this late, there are still better defensemen on the board than Aaron Ekblad. Pavel Dorofeev is an interesting one as well. Like, I liked him a lot going into the year, provided that he got power play 1 time. Right now, it doesn't look like they're going to give it to him, at least for the time being. If he gets himself onto that top power play, I like him a lot. He's going to be valuable. If he doesn't, he may not have much value at all. In round 12, we have Morgan Rielly, Dylan Strome, Joey Daccord, Gustav Forsling, Brad Marchand, Zane Parekh, Mika Zibanejad, Stuart Skinner, Gabriel Velarde, Zeev Buium, Karel Vejmelka, and Quinton Byfield. Here, I chose Gustav Forsling as the worst option, and Forsling is honestly fine. He'll do the job and won't be horrible for your fantasy team, but honestly, he's a very, very boring option. Last year, he only had 31 points in 80 games, and I wouldn't really expect too many more this year. His floor is safe enough with decent peripherals, but honestly, at this stage of the draft, I'd rather go for broke with guys like Zeev Buium or Zane Parekh in this same range, or grab a defenseman that's even safer than him in Colton Parayko, who literally just missed this list and is going in the next round. I'd rather do that than a guy like Gustav Forsling. That's just me. He's not someone I really, really love, and there are still better options over here. And that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Really would mean a lot to me if you did. And I'll catch you all in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.